Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Look, man, jump into this real quick because I started to do this like late last week and didn't get a chance to do it. Had some stuff come up, but I think kind of still talking about it, especially after the Dallas's win against that of the Detroit Lions. This is what people need to really understand. I watched the Vikings game, pretty much all of it, the Vikings game. And the thing that I've not been seeing, and this is what everybody wants to talk about, because a lot of this stuff obviously comes back down to just money. And because somebody's being the highest paid and whatnot, especially when it's a running back, he needs to be doing this, that, and the other. Nobody said anything about some of these other underachieving quarterbacks is getting paid a lot of money and haven't done anything. Zeke has always produced since he's got in the league and whatnot. Zeke is at 833 yards, and they're basically still 6, 7, 8 games left. I'm almost sure Zeke will probably finish with 1,300 yards. It might not be the one, or who knows what may happen. And say that you heard it first. He might have a nice about 150 yards against that of the Pats. That's just my take on it, because I think people can actually, good teams can actually run on the Pats defense. But that's a whole other story. The thing of it is this here is what I'm looking at, and I think Zeke is at 833 yards, 4.3 average. I think he has like 7 touchdowns. Cowboys, I think, are at what are they? I think 6-4 now. I believe it's at 6-4. There's still 6 games left. If he put together a stretch of 600 yards, we're not even having this 600 yards in the season with that, or what have you, or whatever. Or like I said, another 200 yards, he's over the mark anyway. Or another 190 yards, he's over the mark, or whatever. So it's like it's not really a big deal and whatnot. I didn't even hear a lot of people talking about Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, and that joker ran for had 26 yards on 11 carries. So this is my thing. And I'm saying this, and this is what a lot of people is missing. Dallas line, you can't run anywhere, and them guys are standing you up and getting shoved in the back. They're getting shoved at the line of scrimmage. Okay? That is what I see. As a former offensive lineman, and albeit in high school, when you're getting it handed to you on the offensive line, when guys are standing you up and you're running into the back of them. That is what has not been. Dallas's line has not been dominant how they have been in the past years. That's something that everybody started looking at. They've been great pass blocking per se, but as far as run blocking is an attitude, right? Is an attitude. That's all of it's an attitude, but run blocking, that's like, I'm gonna whoop your ass in front of me. That's the attitude right there, and I haven't seen any of that with Dallas. Now I've seen a lot of that against that of the Giants and maybe the Philly and whatnot. Vikings didn't see that because their whole thing, I think this is what teams are stacking that box. Saying, your quarterback has to beat us. Right now, they should have beat the Vikings due to the ridiculous play calling, because by the time you get to the fourth quarter and if Zeke is not sitting up there, if he's only getting 2 yards per carry, I'm like, don't even go there no more. It's a wrap. It's basically a wrap. So you need to just scrap it and put the ball up in that of Dak's hands and let him do what he needs to go about doing. Which I think that has to happen a lot more of. And Dak is playing lights out. I don't know why people try to diss on him or what have you. But Zeke, the Lions, who's their coach? Matt Patricia. Guy's going to try to take your best player or whatever. People are going to say what they want to say about Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke is like that and whatnot. He will be fine. But I'm like, it needs to be more emphasis on that line and how they're not blowing people off the ball. The only somebody I actually heard say that was another running back who played for Philly and was a good running back, Brian Westbrook. And that's what he said. That team is not, he said, they are not blocking like they used to since that Giants game, since the Eagles and Giants game. They're not blocking like they used to. And they're not blocking, they haven't done any really good run blocking since that particular time. So this is what we're talking about here. So it's like when you break all that stuff down, I'm like, that's real talk, man. And you can't sit up there and talk mess about, well, he only did this, he only did that. I'm like, hey, man, it is what it is. So like I said, so you look at the Eagles, 111 yards, 139 with that of the Giants and whatnot. And like I said, the team, if I'm not mistaken, they're 6-4. Like I said, they still got 6, 7 games left. I think 6 games left, and it can still that can get turned around in a heartbeat like that. That can easily, they get 7 touchdowns, 833 yards rushing. That can easily end up being another extra 600 yards, and he can probably score another 5 or 6 touchdowns and end up finishing with 13, 14 touchdowns. I'm like, come on. So get out a break. Look at what the line has not been doing, and they have not been handling people in run blocking. They haven't been doing it, and they need to get the ball to them more on a few screen plays and out the backfield and run a couple of wheel routes, because that's kind of what everybody's doing and whatnot. So, there's really no issue with it. That line needs to get it together. Them guys have not been blowing people off the ball, okay? And that's what I was screaming at the television and seeing that the other day when they were playing the Vikings. I said they're not blowing anybody off the ball. Now you got to run with some attitude and stuff like that or whatever. I don't know if anything's wrong with Zeke. I said, but I know from that run by, I just know that them guys, what they was getting, that the Vikings was handing them, giving them the business. And evidently, Detroit was too. You follow what I'm saying? So, hey, we can talk all that mess all we want, but I'm like, those are facts. Those are major facts for anybody that actually know what they're watching actually know what they're watching and just don't get caught up in like who's the hot player for the day or whatever. That's what's going on with Zeke right about now. His line, them guys with Frederick, Martin, Collins, all the linemen and stuff up there, them guys up there. I'm like, they're not blowing anybody off the ball. They give him excellent, some nice pass protection for Dak, but they're not run blocking, not blowing anybody off the line to get his full steam ahead so he can get to that second level. So they need to kill all that noise with that, man. They really need to kill all that noise with that. Look at the line play. Look at the line play. Look at some of the dominant line plays in the past that they've had, and even team whether it's the Vikings or anybody else. Dallas was doing good against Dalvin Cook a couple of weeks ago when they played him. They were stuffing him until all of a sudden they ain't playing. That's what everybody better start looking at, and with that defense. I said it last year, and I'm saying it again at the beginning of the year, and I'm saying it right now. Dallas defense does not look like the same defense that showed out against the Saints. They have not looked that dominant. They haven't looked that dominant. All that stuff about the linebacker, Vandeners, and all them guys and whatnot, I'm not seeing the same thing that I seen with them guys last year. I'm not seeing it right now. And they're getting pushed around. They're getting pushed around. So the defense is a problem right about now. The defense is a problem. Because if they would have had Matt Stafford, the game would have came out a little bit different there. Their defense right now is their Achilles heel. Them guys got to get it going on defense, and their line and the offensive line has got to play better in the run, in the whole run thing, because I don't want Dak to have to throw the ball for he shouldn't have to. He's balling the way he's balling now. Now you get him and make sure that you have Zeke running that ball, and everything should be fine when it comes to that. But you cannot sit up there and put all that stuff up on Zeke. Yeah, you guys got to block. You can't block if your lineman is sitting up there 2 yards in the backfield. You can't block when them guys are meeting you in the backfield. That means somebody is getting their ass stood up and getting shoved in the back. And once you can do that, you can't open up holes. All you can do is try to run to the outside to try to hope that you maybe can turn the corner and break a tackle and turn it up. And then that can kind of be like, okay, that can spark something. That's what Cook did. He was getting stopped all the time. Then he made a run. He got an opportunity, a missed tackle, and ran him 23 yards. And from that point on, he kind of got my confidence up. The lines are okay. Then he made it, okay, we're going to try to take it up to the next level. And then they started blocking better. And Dallas started getting blowed off the ball. Just that simple. It's an attitude. So Dallas, like I said this last year, Dallas defense and their defensive line and their offensive linemen need an attitude adjustment. They need to get checked because they are not playing good ball right now. They are not. Offense is doing what they're doing as far as passing is concerned. As far as anything else, in my opinion, no. They're not doing good on defense at all. And I haven't seen that same defense they had last year. And they need that if they want to go into the playoffs, if they won't even think about sniffing anything at the Super Bowl. Okay? I'm going to be back in a few minutes. I got a couple more topics I'm going to talk to you guys about. And like I tell y'all all the time, there is no GOAT, no greatest of all time, as long as time's still going on, as well as numbers don't lie and get emotional. People do. I'll be back later.